Well, it happened again, folks. Live here at 7:14, not 7 o'clock. Probably did one of the best monologues I've ever done, and of course, I didn't hit the go live button. I started the Outlaw opening video, but did not go live. So let's start all over here with the Outlaw opening. And I looked up and noticed I had no comments up there. It's like, why are there no comments? Usually have a lot of comments by now. And I seen that I was not live. So my apologies. Let's go get things going here with the Well, technology is great, but human error seems to compound things a little bit. But I was deep into the show there, about 15 minutes in, when I realized that I hadn't gone live. I apologize. I'll run 15 minutes longer tonight. But just to recap, or actually go through the things that I was talking about already, we're going to talk up tonight about the weekend, the past weekend, Norfolk. We're going to talk Nebraska, Arlington, Nebraska. Two great events. We dodged the rain all weekend long. I don't know how. They were calling for rain in Norfolk Friday night. We missed the rain. The rain came very late, woke everyone up with hail and high wind and lots of rain, and everybody was it was a big mud run Saturday morning as everyone was trying to get out of there and head to Arlington. Great track there, great crowd there in Norfolk as well. Huge crowd, great show. We make it to Arlington. They're calling a 100% chance of rain. The forecast all day long, 100% chance of rain for about 3 hours, 4, 5, and 6 p.m. Then it was supposed to taper off at that point. It was already a little muddy. The track ended up being really good biting track, especially on the right side. Pit area was a little soft. But I mean, we made things happen. The forecast completely changed a few hours before the pull, and the radar all night. I kept looking at the radar. People kept showing me the radar. The rain was literally splitting and going around us. It was going south of us, going north of us. Unfortunately, where we had pulled the night before in Norfolk, had got about 5 or 6 inches of rain, some bad storms up there, a lot of water, a lot of flooding going on up there. I talked to the promoter up there the next day. But Arlington, we were good to go. Besides a few sprinkles before showtime, it was a great show, great track. Some of those points races starting to tighten up already. Light Limited Pro, Super Farm, the whole Organics Midwest Summer Sweep. None of those classes have hooked twice as far as the events where the Summer Sweep has taken place. We can look at that schedule here again tonight as well. This weekend in Manila, Iowa, which we're going to have the promoter, Jeff Sievertson, on here directly for the Manila pool. 6 classes there. It'll be the second hook for the modified two-wheel drives. That's the naturally aspirated class. Their first points hook for the Organics Midwest Summer Sweep for that class was Friday in Norfolk. Their very next hook for the sweep will be this Saturday night in Manila. So far, only one hook for all the other classes besides two-wheel drive, super modified, and modified tractors. Those first hooks for the sweep in those classes will be in Rock Valley. So we'll talk about the sweep a little bit. We're going to talk about the app a little bit tonight. Some expectations. We want the pullers to do how they're going to go about signing in on the app. We'll talk Manila. We'll talk Whitewright, which is next week. Whitewright, Texas, huge pull down there. Great pull. Always fills the stands down there. crazy amount of people that come into the pulls down in Texas. That event, of course, all of our events are on outlawpulling.tv, the official live stream channel of the Outlaws. So before we go any further, I want to go over the winners from the weekend. We're going to start here with the Saturday night's event in Arlington. We've got a video to show the crew at Beer Money Pulling Team. Not sure if Kenzie or Chandler came up with this video, but here we go. This is the results and videos of the winners from Arlington, Nebraska this past Saturday night. All right, so that was Arlington, Nebraska. Great pull up there. Six great classes. I don't know if the light superstock class, Don Schulting Jr. Tractor called Going for Broke. That tractor, I'm not sure. I didn't see Don after the pull, but I think the one person that was more excited about that win than Don was the former owner, Keith Baker. A tractor used to be called Last Call. Pretty successful tractor coming out of Nebraska for years. He's actually Keith building a new light superstock right now. But in that light superstock ag class, that tractor was a tractor to be contended with in that class for sure. It was one to beat. Don Schulting Jr. walk-off win in that light superstock ag class. And of course, Corey Schluter, Mark Ulmer in that class. I mean, that's pretty stacked up there at the top. And for him to come out and put a butt whooping on both of them was pretty impressive. And Keith Baker was messaging me right after the event or during the event after that win, and he was pretty excited about it. So I'm going to try to bring in Friday night's winners video there. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do this. There we go. All right, so those were the winners videos from the weekend. Of course, Norfolk, Nebraska. That last class description right before the class, that was not Super Farm. That was the limited pro stocks, the 4-1s pulling there, not Super Farm. Want to get to some of these comments here. Jeff is late. He hasn't signed in yet. I don't see him backstage, but I got a lot of messages to go through here. Joshua Pack. Hey guys, what's up, Joshua? Thanks for tuning in. Russ Dostal, not doing the banners this year. What Russ is talking about is the giveaway banners. We'd give those away every Tuesday night. That just was too hard to get all those pullers together. It was like trying to herd cats after a pull, Russ. I mean, really, it was cool to the folks who won them. But there were times where we were lucky to get a couple of autographs on those banners just because some pullers had left, pullers would forget, what have you. Sometimes, you know, it would rain a little bit or there was a lot of moisture in the air and the signatures didn't, the autographs didn't stay on the banners. But the biggest hindrance was the fact that we were trying to get those pullers together at the end of a pull. And it was just really tough to do. A couple of times we had the banners get stolen before we even got to them at the end of the night. So no, not doing the banner giveaways this year. Though Case IH is doing the Outlaw Superfan contest this year, giving away a 25 SC tractor with attachments. Going to give it away the Monday after the season is over, after the pull in Lufkin, Texas in October. Very cool. If you haven't signed up yet, go to outlawpulling.com. Scroll down on the homepage. Get signed up for that tractor. Beautiful 25 SC tractor with attachments. Really cool giveaway from our title sponsor, Case IH. Let's see. Randy Proctor was wondering where I was. Yep, I neglected to hit the go live button, and I was rambling on for 15 minutes, Randy, and it was the most amazing monologue you'd ever heard in your life. And of course, I can't prove it now because it'll be nowhere to be found. So that's happened to me a couple of times now. Cole Lundahl, evening from Wakefield, Nebraska. That was an awesome weekend. I agree. Two great tracks. How we dodged the rain all weekend long, I have no idea. Bryant Customs doing great. Thanks for tuning in. Mark Crowley, modified two-wheel drive puller. Thanks for tuning in, Mark. Doing great. Bryant Customs was just in Arlington. Well, imagine that. That is weird. I hope you were there at the tractor pull. If you weren't, you missed a really good pull. Case Conover. Good evening from Lytle, Texas. Case, are you going to Whitewright, Texas next weekend? If so, let us know here in the comments. Hopefully you are. That is always an awesome pull down there. Russ Dostal tuning in. Austin Fluid. Yeah, I think he's referring to the tractor at Arlington, the old last call tractor. Don Schulting Jr. Yes, I think that's what he's talking about. And Blake, I think Blake took that loss in Ravenna personally and turned the wick up on that Allison and kicked his own self in the butt and said, you know what, I'm not going to let that diesel tractor beat me anymore. I'll try like hell not to let him beat me. And I swear that pass he made on Saturday night in Arlington, it just sounded like it was turning a lot of RPM, more than I've ever heard come out of an Allison. I haven't messaged Blake yet, but I want to find out how many RPMs he was turning because that thing was screaming Saturday night in that win at Arlington. Danny Lambert tuning in from Royal, Virginia. Welcome, Danny. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central will be 8 o'clock your time over there on the East Coast. Thanks for tuning in, though. Outlawed Live. Marty Samuelson, no excuses, Marty. That's unacceptable. Got busy watching a hockey game. Almost forgot. It was Tuesday. It looked like it was a great weekend of pulling. Yep, one of your locals, Gary Barrett, came out swinging hard on Saturday night. Good pull for Gary Barrett and high stakes horsepower. Howard Bernard referring to a sweet ass tractor. I think he's talking about Blake Hott's tractor, the Allison, on Saturday night. If I could. Tina Berger, hello from Wilbur, Nebraska. Thanks for tuning in. Tina, Robert Miners, super fan. Hello from Niobrara, Nebraska. Jeremy Kurt Sedina, St. Ivory, Nebraska. Thanks for tuning in. Kevin Davis from the Wayne County Fair, the big Wayne Pool coming up this summer. Nice pulls this past weekend. I agree. Great weekend. Good evening, Ron, from the seat of Combine. Cutting wheat. Where you at, Ben? Where you cutting wheat at tonight, brother? We want to know. Jeremy Kurtzadina says, good luck to all pulling in Manila, Iowa this weekend. That's our poll coming up. Thanks, Jeremy. Case Conover, you are going to Whitewright, Texas, Thunder and the Lone Star next weekend. 6-hour drive for you, man. It is a good pull. It's worth it. It's worth it. Roger Rui and the Rue crew tuning in from Herman, Nebraska. Manila's going to be a great pull. Yes, it is. Lori Bauer, no worries about being late, Lori. I mean, the first 15 minutes, there was nothing happening because I forgot to go live, so no worries. David R. Hunt, my buddy down there in Texas, heading for Toma. Good luck, David. David Hunt runs a body shop down there, pulls with the Outlaws. He did a commit to the NTPA this year. Going to try his luck with the NTPA boys. I'm sure he'll do well. Cole Lundahl, the Endangered Species Tractor. Yes, that was an awesome run. I thought he was going to win it Saturday night, Cole. I really did. That was an awesome pass for him. I was surprised as well. He's had a lot of trouble getting that thing going, but wow. Saturday night, people took notice for sure. The only AC, the only Al Chalmers in the Super Farm class, and he got second place. It was a great hook for him. Ben Beller in southeast Kansas. Wheat's making 90 to 105. Man, get that wheat in, brother. Get it in. Thanks for tuning in, though. So tell us where you're watching from. It's cool to see people watching from outside, our general area here in the Midwest. Awesome. That was an awesome pass for him. I thought he was going to win it. I mean, he laid down a heck of a pass. Kurt Coleman, he was cheering for the Alice. But his teammate, Dave Rosenbaum, laying down some nice passes this weekend, leading the points there in the Super Farm early on. That stuff's getting really tight. Getting really tight already. Super Farm, Light Limited Pro, super tight in those classes. Gerard Aholt watching from Washington, Missouri. We'll be in Washington, 2-night event this year. We're excited about it. We hear the crowds there are crazy big, and wow, your music performance lineup this year at the Town and Country Fair there in Washington looks pretty cool too. Lori Bauer watching from Peyton, Iowa. Thanks for tuning in, Lori. Now let's talk Manila. As a matter of fact, I'm going to text my buddy, Jeff Sievertson. Jeff, he may have forgot about me. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna text him right now and remind him. So maybe he'll get on here before the end of the show, hopefully. But Manila, Iowa, coming up this weekend. 6 big classes in Manila. There, the Manila Fire Department puts this pull on every year. Thunder by the Tracks. It's literally an old train yard there where we have the pull there in Manila. The classes in Manila this weekend. Light Limited Modifieds out again this weekend. That's 3 weekends in a row for that class. Naturally aspirated 2-wheel drives making their second appearance this year. They pulled Friday night in Norfolk. And, of course, that pull also in Manila is a sweep pull from Organics Midwest, the summer sweep. The second sweep pull for them. Norfolk was the first one. Manila is the second hook for them in the sweep. Limited Pro Stocks, national level. National Series will be in Manila Saturday night. Light Super Stock, the Alki Supers, will be there on Saturday. And the first hook for the modified four-wheel drive class will be there in Manila this Saturday night as well. Tom Ewing, well, thanks for asking that question, Tom. Let's talk about the app and signing up. The Outlaw app is pretty unique. We were the first ones to come out with it. it's really cool feature. It's good for the pullers. It's good for the fans. It gives up-to-date, real-time results at each event, as well as the point standings for not only the pullers but the fans to see. It gives directions to the pulls. It gives directions directly to the pit gate for the pullers. And in addition to that, pullers can sign up, pre-register for a pull on the app. Now, we're encouraging pullers to do this. We want pullers to do this simply because the fans can see who's coming. And if you wait till Friday to sign up, the fans don't know it till Friday. If I mean, we have some rabid fans out there and out there in Outlaw Nation, and they have their favorites, they have their heroes, and they want to see their heroes. They're pulling heroes at these events. So if they see their heroes aren't coming, or they don't think they're coming because they simply haven't signed up on the app, they may decide to stay home. We don't want that. We want all these fans to see who's coming. So in addition to this, full pull picks, where we can now bet on pulls. And of course, the first pull for us this summer for full pull picks to be activated is White Texas next weekend. So in saying that, Tom, no, we are not going to turn pullers away. We're not going to turn pullers away. So that's what I'm explaining right now. I'm going to go in here and tell you what we're doing. And if you have any questions beyond what I'm telling you tonight, you can call Jason. I mean, Jason wants to tell everybody the same message, but I'm going to tell you the same message that he is. And so is Kurt, that signing up on the app doesn't mean that you necessarily have to show up. If you break midweek or you find out you've got an issue and you can't come, you can let me know. You can let Jason know. You let Kurt know. You can let Lori know. Any one of us that you let know that you are broke, even though you're planning to come, we'll take you off the pre-entry. We'll take you off of there. In addition to that, if you don't show up at the pull, 2 hours before the event starts, the app automatically drops you off. So it's not an issue. Just sign up. Get signed up. No, not necessarily. It is not. No. What I'm saying is our fans want to know who's coming. Since we started the app, if Tom Ewing, if you're pulling in Manila this Saturday night and you wait till Friday to sign up, the Tom Ewing fans are going to be messaging Ron Stone, Kurt Van Beek, Jason Schultz, Lori Bauer, saying, is Tom not going? Why is Tom not going? That's what we get from people waiting to sign up on the app. So the problem we have at events, let's take Rock Valley, for instance. Let's take White Texas, Rock Valley, the huge events. Pullers, and a lot of pullers are guilty of this, wait till the last minute to go sign in. Okay, I've seen the lines, and literally I feel sorry for Lori. I'm like, oh my gosh, 2 hours before the pull, there's a line, that's a football field long of pullers trying to get signed in. I mean, it's not just signing in, it's paying to get signed up, it's signing the insurance forms, etc., that have to be done. Okay, all this has to be done at the event. The app is super easy to use. Go to the app, use the app, and get signed in. If you don't make it to the pool, it automatically drops you 2 hours before the event starts. Because when you get to the pool, you still have to see Lori, but all you have to do is sign the insurance forms and pay. That's it. So the registration part is out of the way. It's a great tool for our fans to see who's coming. I like looking at it myself to see who's coming before the pool. And I get a little frustrated sometimes. I'm like, how come so-and-so hasn't signed up? Well, we get the same feedback from the fans, and that's who we're trying to take care of, are the fans. So now, in saying that about full pull bets is not activated in Manila. It wasn't activated this past weekend, wasn't activated in Ravenna. It will be in White Texas for a few classes. So, and it does help people that are betting to know who's coming. So yes, it's not directly tied to full pull bets, but it helps full pull bets. It helps the bettors know who's coming as well. But the frustration comes from the fans who look at the app and just expect the pullers to have signed in already. So that's what we're talking about. So in saying that, I'm going to read you what our official statement is on the app. If you're participating in the Manila, Iowa event this Saturday, June 22nd, please ensure you're registered on the Outlaw app by Thursday, June 20th at noon. If circumstances prevent your attendance and you cannot make it, you will be removed from the lineup 2 hours before the pull, like we just discussed, if you haven't registered at the trailer. It is easier to scratch you than to enter you late. This is true. For assistance with the app or registration, please contact Jason at 608-604-5068. Competitors in Whitewright, Texas must register on the Outlaw Pulling app by 4 p.m. Central on Monday, June 24th. Registration opens at 8 a.m. Central on Friday, June 21. That's for Whitewright, Texas, Thunder and the Lone Star. Moving forward, you must be registered on the Outlaw Pulling app. Generally, it pulls 72 hours before each event you plan to participate in. If you're unable to attend and fail to check in at the entry trailer 2 hours before the event, you'll be automatically removed. If you sign up and are unable to attend, simply text or call Jason at 608-604-5068. Let him know you're scratching. Starting July 1st or sooner, registration for events will be open 7 days prior on the Outlaw Pulling app. If you have any questions, reach out to Jason Schultz at 608-604-5068. Thank you for adhering to these registration guidelines. Okay. So now this just means communicate. Communicate with us is all we're asking. Just communicate. If you can't make it, just communicate with us. We understand things happen, but if something breaks and you don't call us, you'll be scratched 2 hours before the pull anyway. So it's really not big news. We're just trying to encourage pullers to get signed up early. Marty Samuelson, how many pulls will bipolar win this summer? Put the over-under at 10. Marty, I don't know. It could be more than that. He's coming out swinging, wow. Ravenna, Arlington already. He's on a roll already, but some tough competition. I mean, Raleigh Competition Engines finished 1, 2, 3 in Arlington. I think I need to hit him up for sponsorship. For the Outlaws, I talk about Raleigh Competition Engines so much. So no, Keith Hammonds is, I think that truck is part of him. He's like part man, part machine. That truck is part of him. But lo and behold, we have our promoter for the weekend, Jeff Sievertson. Jeff, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Ron.
Hey, did you forget about me?
No.
Did you have technical difficulties?
You might say that. More than that.
Well, I emailed you the link and I texted it, so I was hoping you'd get it one way or the other there.
I got it. I got tied up with a elderly neighbor, and everything's kind of settled down on that end of it, so I'm back.
Good deal. We won't go into detail about that.
Yeah.
I had some technical difficulties of my own, literally, human error, I should say. I was rambling on for 15 minutes, and I realized I forgot to hit the go live button, so I was talking to myself here the whole time. Had to start the show all over at 7:15. So
I see.
I usually have a Post-it note up here on the computer screen, and I don't know what happened to it, but it was up here saying go live, just so I wouldn't forget. I'm going to have to put that, make me a new one and put it back up there. But Manila, Iowa this Saturday night. Tell us about it. What time does it start?
6 o'clock sharp.
6 o'clock sharp.
Yep.
This is Thunder by the Tracks. How long has this poll been going on?
Oh, boy. I think our first Outlaw poll was in either 11 or 12. I think this, if I remember right, I think this is our 12th year.
Okay. I was there one year when Mother Nature tried to steal the pull away from us, and your crew there was like, oh, no, you're not. And the crowd stayed, and you guys worked the track, and we had a pull, and it went off out of hit at that point.
Yeah, it was about 2 a.m. We had, I think it was the 3,000 RPM class, or I can't even remember, one of the smaller classes. We got about 7 tractors in. 3,200. the raindrops were about 3 inches in diameter when they hit the ground. I mean, it just big drops, and it took the track away from us. And yeah, we had a local contractor that lives about 3 blocks away, and he brought a dozer down, and we dozed it off. And about an hour and a half later, we were pulling.
And this is one of those cases where you cannot trust the radar because I remember the sun was shining. And the radar, I was looking at the radar, the current radar, and it showed nothing, and yet it was raining buckets on us. And it was like, what is happening here?
Just a cloud burst. It was unbelievable, but we got it in, and it's Mother Nature's flirted with taking our show away. I would say out of those 12 years, probably 7 of them at least. Yeah, we got down to the last class a couple times and got drenched. Yeah, it's and as we speak, it's raining here now. There's about a 40% chance of rain on Saturday, but we've had that all in
that
the
only
past
means
years.
that only means there's a 60% chance that it won't, Jeff. So that's
Exactly.
That's how I look at it. The glass half full concept here. But
yeah,
we
don't get their forecast because they can't predict 5 minutes from now something.
Right. It's like licking your thumb and putting it in the wind sometimes, So
yes, sir.
Now you talk about Mother Nature flirting with canceling events. I mean, that's how the season has been so far. In the 2 weekends that we pulled, of course, she did cancel Friday night in Ravenna.
Yes.
Saturday night, we were able to get it in. A great job by the crew there. Of course, the track ended up being, I think, better on Saturday with the moisture that she put in it. But it was the pit area that were the most sketchy part of the event on Saturday night. But we got it off without a hitch. The track ended great.
That's our claim to fame. Our show is hosted in an old railroad grounds. There used to be 20 plus sets of tracks in the parking lot area where we park our rigs. So there's a lot of cinder rock there yet. So if it's not raining in Manila, Iowa, we can host the show because the people can get in and out of the parking area without getting stuck.
Did you get any rain over the weekend, this past weekend? Because I mean, in Norfolk, they were calling for rain, and it held off till late that night or early, actually really early, like 2 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning, and just came down in buckets.
Yeah, we had a solid inch Saturday night.
I think Saturday night, Norfolk, I think, got 5 inches. We were down in Arlington, and the forecast totally changed in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy weather this year. I see there's some rain scheduled tomorrow down here where I'm at, and then a little bit up north. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we're not going to be scared about the rain this weekend. That's rough when you're trying to put a show on and it's calling for 100% chance of rain, and you're hesitating setting up just because of the conditions already. Marty Samuelson, he said, predictions mean nothing. What happens that day is what it is. Marty, he was predicting, he was watching the weather. I think he was looking at the Farmer's Almanac months out before Ravenna. Of course, Marty's from out in Ravenna, and he was giving us forecasts every Tuesday night on the show. And yet we got rained out Friday night. But let's talk about Manila. What's it cost to get in the gate there at Manila for adults and kids and such?
We're at $20 on the adults, and I think 10 and under are still free. So we did have a change there. We did up the price on on the gate. The pits are open, so you can that area free. Check everybody out. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Open pit area, always a big thing for me. I love to go into the pits. Always did when I was a kid. I wanted to get up close and personal and see the stuff up close. But I mean, we're still, for spectators, we're a cheap form of entertainment. We really are. I mean, the gate at tractor pulls has not gone up like it has in other forms of motorsports or the movies or other forms of entertainment. Everything is so expensive now, and the pullers, they're still paying you're a puller. You know what it costs for parts. And since COVID, everything has gone crazy, and now, of course, inflation is through the roof. And I'm not going to go down that road, but
Yeah, yeah,
but
it's
tractor pulling venues, promoters have tried to keep the prices down, and the fans appreciate that, I think.
We've got 7 classes this year, so one sled we'll be rolling them through. But Manila fire department's I'm kind of the ringleader, but the fire department's actually the group that puts the show on. They do a great job. Got a great young fire department, very active. So they're always wanting to make a show as long as they can. Sell more beer that way, I suppose.
I almost forgot that you added that Super Farm class back in for that 7th class. So your classes this weekend are light limited modifieds, which that's 2 great pulls we've had with those classes so far. That class so far.
Yes.
The 2-wheel drive naturally aspirated. Those guys came out like gangbusters on Friday night. Light Limited Pro, of course. Do you have Grandpa's Dream ready to go?
Well, Grandpa's Dream, I don't know if it's going to make it.
You don't know if it's going to make it for Saturday, huh?
We're hoping, but we'll see. Tomorrow's going to tell the tale.
Do you have all the parts?
No.
No. So you're going to the parts bin and using old parts or what?
We've been in this situation before. A couple years ago, we were out in Nebraska where our mechanic's at, and Luke and Steve Cavan spent till 3 a.m. and got up at 8. Started working on the tractor. Luke showed up. We fortunately, when you're the promoter, you can kind of put the class in order the way you want. So we kind of held it towards the end, and we needed that time. He got there about 20 minutes before he was ready to hook.
Wow.
So we'll pull it off.
Hopefully you'll get it done a little quicker before Saturday. We're all praying for you. We got our fingers crossed. Super Farm, of course, that class starting off the way it ends is so close in Super Farm.
Yes.
Limited Pro stock, 4-1s, always a great class. The Alki Supers, the light super stocks. And then the first hook of the season for the modified 4-wheel drive there. So 7 classes. I think I said 6 classes earlier. Yes. 7 classes. I forgot about the Super Farms.
Yeah.
Get added back in there. So
yeah, the alcohol class I haven't finished it yet, but I want to work with you a little bit on that, Ron. Glenn Freeze was a tremendous puller.
Agreed.
So we want to pay a little tribute to Glenn.
Absolutely. And we've been doing that, the first couple events. We lost 3 great pullers in the off season,
Yeah.
Brad Zek and
yep.
Mike Dunclaw. And then more recently, just a couple of weeks ago, Glenn Freeze. It's crazy. The bleak prognosis he was given early on. And then the doctor became more optimistic, and he saw that Glenn was a fighter and he was pulling through some of this. And then, I saw Glenn, he came up and worked with me at the Iowa convention, the Iowa Fairs convention in Des Moines in December.
Yes.
And, he was optimistic, he was talking about tractor pulling. He was ready to, to get this, this new tractor back, on the track and get out there and kick some tail. And it was a surprise to me when it happened.
I talked to him about a week before, and he had struggled a little bit. He wasn't feeling the greatest, but he did get his crop in. He was very happy with that. And then they changed some medication, the way I understand it, and he started feeling. The day I talked to him, he was feeling better, and then I guess it took a turn for the worst. And unfortunately, it's kind of. We had a local carpenter classmate of mine. Him and Glenn got diagnosed about 2 weeks apart. Same thing. My classmate passed away about 10 days before Glenn did. It's just unbelievable how similar everything was in their situations. So
that's cancer. Yeah, cancer sucks.
It sucks.
And you know what? Have you ever met a nicer guy than Glenn? I mean,
No.
do you ever see him upset about anything? Did he? You know, I never see it. He just kind of took everything in stride. He's just a mild mannered. I mean, such a good guy.
Yeah, we I enjoyed. I'm kind of heavily involved in the Iowa State Fair pull down there now, as far as equipment and stuff, and work close with Glenn on that, and just enjoyed the heck out of that.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely took a big loss with him, as well as the other, you know, two pullers of Brad Zeck, great dude.
Yeah, both Mike
loved
and
pulling.
yeah.
You know, he had that operation, you know, last year, and you know, lost part of his leg there, and he was just excited to see his tractor go down the track with James Adams driving, and the doctor said, you know, he told me at Gibbon, he said a doctor had already cleared me for next summer, so he was ready to go, you know, and then
he's looking forward to it. I heard that.
Mike Dunclaw, Super Farm, that was a surprise, you know. It's man, it's
you never know.
Nope, you don't. You know, live life and love the people around you. You know, let them know that you love them. So
Right.
you never know when it's your time. You really don't. But so Saturday night, Manila. You told us what the gate prices are. 7 classes of pulling, 1 track, and what about the alcohol policy? I mean, obviously the fire department puts this pull on to raise money, and they sell alcohol. So I'm assuming you don't allow alcohol in the gate.
No, we I think we're allowing, you know, empty coolers if you want to bring them in. But we you know, this is a fundraiser for the fire department. They have done very well in the past, and we sure they work their butts off. Like I say, we've got a very very good fire department in Manila. They're very active, and they do a great job. You know, this show, yeah, I push the buttons and you know, line my end of it up, but without the fire department, it wouldn't happen.
So can they put ice in their cooler before they bring it in, just so the beers they buy there will stay cold?
They can do that, and I think the department will help with the ice end of it too.
Okay, so you do have ice on hand. They can fill their coolers. Then you're saying,
yeah,
okay,
they've got
good deal.
They got quite. Oh gosh, how many? I can't remember how many bags of ice they. Yeah.
Okay, you do sell bags of ice. Okay, they don't need to bring ice. They just bring the cooler.
Yeah.
And go load up over there. The fire department's selling beer. Just go load up. They'll give you. They'll sell you the ice, and that's all you need. So you're good to go.
Yes.
So, all right. Always a great pull there, Jeff. Always a big crowd, responsive crowd. I love those responsive crowds. So looking forward to Saturday night. It starts at 6 p.m. And folks, come to Manila, Iowa. It's a good cause for the local fire department. Always a good pull there. Jeff, thanks for coming on tonight. We'll see you Saturday.
We'll see you Saturday, Ron. Thank you.
Jeff Sievertson from Manila, Iowa. Big pull this Saturday night. 7 classes. I almost forgot about that Super Farm class getting added back in there. So I guess I'm looking at my old schedule that I had printed off. So good deal. Always a great pull there. Great fans. Great bunch of people to do a tractor pull with. So moving on here, I wanted to talk about Mike Idle has been doing this piece every week called When the Smoke Clears. And we have a surprise puller, an outlaw puller that we spotlight every week. And this week it's on the Limited Pro Stock semis. So the man from Bedford, Iowa, Brent Roberts is the man in spotlight this week. His tractor is, well, you can call it a tractor, semi-tractor called Black on Track. So I'm going to grab the video here and enjoy this video about Brent Roberts and his Black on Track Limited Pro Stock Semi. Good piece by Mike Idle. I'm going to read the bio here on Brent Roberts. Just talked to Brent. He called me like 10 minutes before the show started. I had that pulled up here. Been pulling for 18 years, pulls in a limited pro stock semi-class. Peterbilt's called Black on Track. First hook ever was the Taylor County Fair in Bedford, Iowa. Most memorable hook, running in 4 different classes over the years. There's a few memorable ones, but probably winning the Missouri State Fair pull with Lane Aldrich, pulling Dylan McCrae's 3.0 limited pro diesel pickup. Wildest ride, Boonville, Missouri in 2024. That was this spring at a test and tune hook. Blew a brand new turbocharger with lots of fire. I think a lot of people saw that on social media. 1 points championship to his credit. That was last season with the Outlaws in the semi-class. Biggest pulling hero. He says, by far the hardest question on here. There's so many good competitors and role models. Greg and Austin Potter are his pulling heroes because he likely wouldn't be pulling without their help on every vehicle he's ever pulled with, he's ever owned. Best pulling advice, be friends with your competitors. You get to celebrate more wins that way. Day job, he's owner of Roberts Brothers Transport. Goals, pulling goals to grow the semi-class with the Outlaws and win another points championship. Best part about being an outlaw, the large number of pullers that are friends with each other and the awesome banquet. Yeah, we have a pretty awesome banquet. Brent's message to fans. Thank you for spending your hard-earned money to support this sport. We all love together. We probably appreciate you more than you appreciate us even. You can follow Brent Roberts, his pulling team at Brent Roberts on Facebook if you want to keep up with him. So Brent Roberts in the spotlight when the smoke clears tonight in the limited pro stock semi-class. So check the comments here, see if we got any new comments. There's something in, I think that's Japanese or Chinese. I'm not going to put that up because I don't even know what any of that means, and I don't speak Mandarin Chinese. So a lot of people watching tonight, a lot of likes. Big thanks to all the fans out there in Outlaw Nation. Please support our sponsors, Case IH, Organics Midwest, DeKalb and Asgrow, Titan Tire, Titan International, Eco Tuning. There's so many to mention. I'm going to have to put a list up here every Tuesday night so I know not to miss any of those big-time sponsors that we have. So appreciative of all the sponsors. So appreciative of all the fans out there in Outlaw Nation. Keep up with us on the app. Watch our shows live as well as replays on Outlaw Pulling TV, folks. Outlaw Nation is growing, and it's because of you that we are what we are today. Thanks to all of you, all the pullers, and all the sponsors. And we'll see you this Saturday night in Manila, Iowa, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you don't tune in live or don't come to the pull, please come in here and talk with us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time on Outlawed Live. Good night, y'all.